So today, I think only you have joined. Already our 3 students have joined. So today I'll just go through the topics which are we going to discuss. Then I wind up the
Okay.
session. Tomorrow, the introduction part I'll used. Okay.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Okay. So first, I hope you are working or you are
No, sir. I'm a Java ops aspirant. I'm looking for a job, and that's why
okay. So I'll
I
just
need to
tell
get.
you Linux.
Okay.
Okay. What Linux? Linux is an operating system. The main thing about the Linux is it's an open source operating system. It's an
Okay.
open source operating system. Open source means the source code of the Linux kernel, which is designed by Linus Torvalds. It's freely available, which anybody can access and modify, which you cannot do in any other OS. So that's why we
Okay.
have so many flavors in Linux. So the most commonly used flavor is Red Hat. So we are going to discuss this course through the Red Hat using the
Okay.
CentOS, because the Red Hat they are charging for what purpose? For providing the support.
So
But support they will provide. The OS is free, but they'll provide the support. So for that they are charging. So we are using this OS for training purpose. So exactly same thing is available in CentOS. So the CentOS means the CentOS means the so some people who are working in Linux in different companies, they form one association, not for the business purpose, just to spread the Linux. So CentOS is called Community Enterprise Operating System. So they form one association, and after this association, they took permission from the Red Hat. So they are taking the source code of Red Hat, and whatever is there in the Red Hat, same features they are copying and pasting in CentOS. So CentOS is completely free, but no support. So we are
okay.
going to discuss RHEL 7 through CentOS 7. So before I proceed with that, let us just go through the topics which we are going to cover through this course, Linux administration, which will be about like 30 to 35 days, maximum
Okay.
35 days. Every session will be there except on Sunday. In some rare cases, in some emergency, we'll inform you. But
Okay.
it is also on Saturday. So I have made 3 files here. One file I have made it like a practical. In this, all the practical steps are there. This
Okay.
I'll be sending once you make a payment. Already to 3 students I have made send it. Then one file uh, for the Linux standalone topic and one file for the Linux network admin topic. So all three together, 3 files are there. So this course,
Okay.
Linux administration, is designed in such a way that based on the RSCSS syllabus and some part of the RSCE. So
Okay.
these are the topics which we are going to cover through this course. I'll just go through this topic, and tomorrow we'll discuss the introduction of Linux. On Monday onwards, we'll start the practical. Already 3 students have joined.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
we'll be discussing that. So this course is a foundation course for doing any higher courses, whether you are talking about the uh, AWS, or you want to do the DevOps, or if you want to do the SAB administration part. So this is your basic course, and this course will easily cover the gap if you have about 2 to 3 years. So easily you can cover the gap up to 2 to 3 years, Linux administration course. So once you are done
Okay.
with this course, you'll be eligible to work like a Linux administrator. So this course doesn't require any like coding or the program, and anybody can do this course. So to make sure that anybody from any stream understand this, we divided this course into 2 parts: standalone administration and network administration. So in the
Okay.
standalone administration, we'll be discussing like all the fundamental things, starting with what is Linux, who design it, who developed it,
Okay.
okay?
Okay.
Then what are the features of Linux OS? Why most of the servers are working today on the Linux? Most of the client, there is no doubt using the Windows OS, but most of the servers are working on Linux operating system. Why? Because of its features. So that I'll tell you tomorrow. Then installation, how to do that, we'll see on Monday. Then for 4 to 5 days, we'll discuss only basic commands, because most of the people come to this course without knowing much about Linux. So in that basic
Okay.
things, we will be discussing about like how to log in, how to create files using cat, touch, via editor, then how to create the soft link of the file, how to create the hard link, what is the difference between soft link and hard link, what is meant by relative path, what is meant by absolute path. So those things we'll discuss in basic commands. Along with that, when we are creating the file, we'll be using three commonly used commands: cat, touch, and editor. After that, we'll be
Okay.
discussing how to create directories, how to create the uh, directory in same location, multiple location, how to create multiple directories or parental directories, these things in basic commands. After that, we'll see how to copy the files and directory. Then how we can
Okay.
rename the files and directory, how we can delete them. So all these basic things will be covered. So for that, it will take about like 4 to 5 days after installation. After that, we'll move to the uh, another important commonly asked questions, booting process. So booting means when we install the OS, where it will be stored on the hard disk. So how we will able to in the background when we switch on the our Linux machine, in the background what process happens. So that we will understand with the help of the booting process. Booting means loading of the OS from hard disk to RAM. So it happens in certain stages. So we'll see for 1 or 2 days completely booting process. What is the
Okay.
first stage, second stage, what happens. So that will be helpful when you attend any interviews, booting process, because as an administrator we should know the booting process. So that we will be discussing in booting process. After that, we'll go to the run level. So in Linux there are about 6 run level. Each run level will have a specific function or task. So in which run level which task will be done, we'll be discussing that. So once we have
Okay.
done with the, we'll be moving towards the administration part. So we'll be discussing as a administrator who will create, suppose the company appoints some employees. So who will create the account for the employees? Users cannot create. So as an administrator, we have to create. So as an administrator, how we can create the users, how we can assign the password, how we can control them, where the users data will be stored, how we can modify as an administrator based on our requirement in the user database file, etc, passwd and shadow, that we will see in user administration. After that, we
Okay.
will see group administration. So group is a collection of users. So why the group is created? To assign same permission to multiple users. So before we assign the permission to the multiple user, we should know how to create a group, how to add multiple users into the group, how to make one of the user as group admin. So that we will discuss in group administration. So once we know how to create the users and group, then we will see how to control the users with the help of the permission policies, how the data will be protected and how the data is shared. So as an administrator, we need to protect the data and share it. So for that, we will be using permission policies. So we have three types of permission policies in Linux: basic file permission, advanced file permission, and access control list. All the three policies we'll be discussing. First, starting with basic file permission. Then after that, we'll discuss ACL, then the advanced file permission. ACL stands for access control list. Then advanced file permission. So in the advanced file permission, again, we have three types of permission: set UID, set GID, and sticky bit. All three we will discuss. Then after that, we will be moving towards how to manage to the, so as an administrator, you need to monitor the servers. So to monitor, we uses what? Process management. So we'll be discussing how we can monitor our servers with the help of the many commands are there, but most commonly used commands are two: process status and top command. So under the process management, we'll be discussing two commands: how to monitor our servers using process status command and top command. After that, we will move to the disk management in standalone second part, that is disk management. So to manage the disk means hard disk, we have to create partition. So we'll be discussing how to create a partition. After creating the partition, how we can combine the multiple partition into a single storage space and do the resizing. That is done with the help of the LVM. So we are going to discuss about LVM. logical volume manager through which we can combine the multiple hard disk or partition into a single storage space through which we can do the resizing. So that we will be discussing in LVM. After that, we
Okay.
will be discussing how we can prevent the user from wasting the space by applying disk quota. And then we will also create the, or we can resize the swap management. Swap is a logical memory which is used to improve the system performance. So how to improve or increase the swap size, we'll see in swap management. After that, in the companies, users data is very important. So users means employee data. So they will be writing the data. To prevent the data loss, we have to take what? Backup. So when you take the backup, where the data will be stored? On the hard disk. So if you are keeping everything in a single hard disk, if that hard disk get failed, everything will be lost. So what we will do in real time, we will store the data in multiple hard disks. So that storing of the data in multiple hard disks, so that if one of the hard disks get failed also, we will not lose the data. For that we use RAID technology, redundant array of independent disks. So we'll be discussing the software RAID. What are different RAID levels we have? 0, 1, 5, which is best to 5. How to configure software RAID. That we'll discuss in RAID topic. After that, as an administrator, we need to make sure that the company data is never lost. So to prevent the data loss, we will be taking the backup. So in Linux, we have so many tools and commands by which we can take the backup. So the most commonly used tools and commands we'll be discussing, like like how to take the users everyday users backup by using the dump command. Using
Okay.
the dump. Can you just keep your mic in mute? Disturbance is coming. Keep your mic. Yes. So we'll be we'll be discussing how to take the backup by using the dump command, by using the full backup, differential backup, and incremental backup that we will see in backup and restore. After that, we'll see how to take the backup of the data by compressing it with the tar command using the gunzip tool. Like in Windows, we have the tool like WinZar to compress the data to save half disk space. So in Linux, we have gunzip that we will see in backup, tar command also, and scheduling job means automation jobs. Suppose you want to create a file or a user at a specific time, or you want to take the backup. So we can write our scheduling job using cron tap and AT. So both topic will be discussing how to schedule our job using the cron tab and AT in the scheduling of job. So that is the end of the standalone topic. Next part, network administration. So in that, we'll be discussing how to configure the servers. So in this, every company will need to maintain certain servers, basic servers. So we'll be discussing that in network administration part. So for that, we should know how to install the application. So first, we will be discussing how to install the application in Red Hat, which contain .rpm applications. So in Windows, .exe application will be there. In Red Hat, .rpm. So how to install the .rpm application? We have two tools, RPM and yum. So using this RPM and yum, we will be installing the application using RPM and yum. So I'll show you how to configure the yum server through which how we can install the application .rpm application using yum command, and also the how to install the application using RPM, the difference between RPM and yum. After that, we will be configuring some important servers. Like for sharing of the data, we will use 3 servers in Linux. So all the 3 servers will be discussing, starting with FTP, NFS, and Samba. With FTP, we can share any type of file on any OS, but not directory. With NFS, we can share both files and directory, but only Linux to Linux. But if your servers are on Linux and users are using Windows OS, so we will do the sharing through Samba server, which will allow the sharing from Linux to Windows, Windows to Linux. So all the 3 servers will be discussing. And then we will be discussing how to configure DNS server, which will resolve the name into IP, IP to the name, which is used in accessing the website by name. So how to host the website? We'll be discussing Apache web server through which we can host the website. After that, we'll be discussing how to configure the DHCP server, which will assign IP to all the clients. So as an administrator, you have to assign the IP. Client cannot assign the IP. So will you go to each and every machine and assign it? No. So you have to configure one server DHCP. Once you configure, all the client will get the IP through the DHCP server. How? Through the DHCP server configuration that we will configure. And how to take the remote desktop? Earlier we were using telnet, so I'll show you that also along with SSH. And how to configure the IP address statically, how to give the say a name to our servers, that we'll see in configuration of Linux operating system network. And how to copy the data from one machine to another through SCP. So this is the total content which we are going to discuss through this Linux administration course. Okay. Yes, Vinod, now you can just unmute your mic.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Okay.
got this content? Then
Yeah.
tomorrow, today we have the meeting. So tomorrow I'll tell you the introduction of Linux, and then Monday onwards we'll continue with the main topics.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay. So do you have any questions to ask now?
No, sir. No, sir. It's just
See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Same time.
yes,
I'm
sir.
closing. Thank you. See
Yeah.
you
Okay,
tomorrow.
sir. Thanks.